Hey, this is Big Rob, and again, we're here with PrisonsToTrade.com. And let me tell you what PrisonsToTrade.com. PrisonsToTrade.com was a nonprofit put together in about 2017, and we put this program together with the partnership of the Robert Hayes Foundation. And what we did was we came up with an idea where we wanted to help individuals who was incarcerated and coming home, who was on probation, parole, or just was mentally locked where they didn't know what they wanted to do. And that is a form of imprisonment. When you want to trying to figure out which direction you want to take in life to create an employment for yourself, and where you can create yourself a career, you could be mentally locked. So Prisons to Trade, what we do is we have case managers that when you register that are on the line, and they will call you and they will talk to you freely, no cost. They would talk to you about what specific trade that you would be interested in. And then we will identify some of the best schools in your community, or we'll identify some online schools if you can't, because you're working all the time at a job that you don't care for, and you don't have a lot of the time, but only time you can go to school is on the weekend. We have some online schools that we will point you towards and help you get into the trade, and that's going to really, you can learn, you can get on hands at home or in the classroom. So here at Prison to Trade, our total focus is to give you direction. And me being an electrician, I always like to share electrical tips. Now, if you're a guy just came home, or you're a guy who's been on probation, or you got an MBA or a master's degree, but you're tired of working at corporate America because you like working with your hands, man, being an electrician has been very, very fulfilling. You know, after leaving undergrad and going out in the world and trying my hands in entrepreneurship, I found that I fell in love with being an electrician. And one of the things I've learned is being an electrician, you have to be knowledgeable, and you always learning new stuff. I don't care if you're 20 years, 30 years, you're always learning new stuff. And the E&EC book is one book that I have yet to see anybody in the world master. I've seen people who have a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, but never master it. And so today I want to talk about the meter panel. And this is a single phase meter panel. And when I say single phase, because it's a residential panel, see, you have two terminals, you have two hots. That's a single phase with a neutral in the ground. Well, when you are wiring up a residential home, the top side is from your supplier. They drop the power down and give you two hots. And then the bottom side are the two hots that usually goes into the breaker panel, which is the main breaker panel that feeds all your breakers. So when you wire up your house, you have to understand how to identify your feeder. The feeder is the wire that goes from the meter to the panel, to the main panel breaker that feeds the panel. And there's a calculation for that, and they call that load calculation. When you do a load calculation on a residential home, which I will get into on another video, we will talk about how you calculate your wattage, convert them into amperage, and use the amperage to identify what your service breaker is. And the thing that I do, I like to teach, and I am a teacher and instructor, electrical instructor. I like to talk about the meter panel and the main panel. And I always tell my students, all of your home runs, and which is the wire that goes from your last stop on your receptacles, or from your switch that's going to light up a room to the panel box, it always comes in to your panel, but you also have to identify what are your feeder wire, so when you wind up that panel in the new home. So again, this is Big Rob, this is Prison to Trade. Listen, subscribe, click the link, go to prisontrade.com, speak to one of our case managers, get into the trade field, change your life. When I became an electrician, I control my destiny. I can work anywhere in the world, and I'm always wanted because I am a hard worker. I'm also not only a hard worker, I'm intelligent, and I know my skill. And when you have those capabilities, in which all of you guys have, you're going to be a wanted man or a wanted woman. So again, click the link and subscribe. Go to prisontotrade.com, and I see you guys later.